welcoming in the good doctor, Dr. Alex Apostle from the Shelton School District. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, Jeff.
Always
great to be here.
And let's start with a re-look back at some of the stuff we talked about last week. One of the interesting notes is that you're out checking in on all the schools and popping into the classrooms and seeing how things are working with a couple weeks under our belt. And last week we talked about some of the class sizes in the kindergartens. How was that in the past week?
Well, I had a great pleasure in meeting with the kindergarten teachers this week from across our district. And during the week, this past week, we've added additional resources to the schools, and specifically for the kindergarten classes, to offer staff more support in the form of paras. And we added a teacher and a para at Evergreen Elementary, and we're still looking at ways that we can reinforce that support. But we had, in my opinion, a very, very good meeting, and we left with the decision to meet again to basically put a plan together to meet the needs of the 21st century classroom. And we all believe that we need to take a good hard look at what that is, because the classroom today is a lot different than in the past and some of the challenges that teachers face every day. But we also understand that resources need to be allocated differently in order to meet the needs of today. So we're going to continue meeting, and I think it could be a model that we use across the district for all grades.
We were talking last week, too. You said over 150 new students into the school district, 160 or something like that. And as you see this increase in students, and as you see some of these issues pop up, does that change your focus with how the bond is looking for the start of next year? You say, okay, well, we're seeing that there's more kids, so we may need to think about this differently than we thought.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Jeff. The reconfiguration that the bond will provide us will alleviate some of the enrollment issues at the elementary, because as you recall, we're moving from a K-5 elementary to a K-4, which will reduce, on the average, about 100 students at each elementary school, which will really have an impact on teacher-student ratio. Yeah. And of course, then we have our intermediate schools, where I think they're going to be much more age appropriate, and I think the enrollment there is going to be pretty good. But we'll keep an eye on it. And of course, we're moving the ninth graders to the high school, and we're accommodating that with the new building.
We talk 21st century classroom, and although it's not in the classroom, you can't talk about the future without talking about social media. And we did mention some of this kind of looking at the policies and procedures for social media and posting things. Any movement in the last week on that?
Absolutely. We're determined to put a small committee together that's comprised of staff and community to take a look at various policies that are in effect across the country. And what this committee will do is we'll make a recommendation to the board, and the board's the only body that can make a final decision on policy. So I'm anxious to get that group together so that we can put together a comprehensive, at least as comprehensive as possible, a policy that will support our kids, protect the district in terms of liability, and support our staff.
And this, since all the kids presumably in the district, under 18, so there wouldn't be different policies per each school, would there be? It'd be the blanket Shelton School District
it'd be
policy?
A general policy that would cover everybody.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. Anything coming up this upcoming week that you're focused on, getting ready for?
I'm really excited about the fact that I'm arranging my schedule to be out in the schools, and that's when you can really determine what's happening and provide the support that people need. We're doing the best we can to support our teachers, to support our students, so that they have a great educational experience. So I'm anxious to continue the effort to be in the schools. That's where I need to be.
Yeah, get a good firsthand knowledge of what's happening.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Dr. Alex Apostle, it's always good talking with you and getting updates on what's happening in the Shelton School District. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good
Appreciate
to see
it.
you.